And I think what I want to do is I want people to understand a couple of things. One, why this 5 waking window, why the first thing you do when you wake up is everything. And I also want to showcase the benefits of, start off by talking about the neuroscience of this golden hour. And I cannot drive it home enough that there are so many neuroscience benefits to first thing in the morning, not answering emails or looking at your social media or just scrolling on your phone. There's so much time and energy and really good brain time, so much clarity that comes from the morning because your brain is so relaxed. So let's jump into the 3 benefits of what I'm doing. So I asked what is the neuroscience, the understanding in simple terms about the benefits of waking up early and basically tapping into this golden hour. Okay. So why waking up early works, okay, for the brain specifically. So in the early morning, right, especially the first 30 to 90 minutes, your brain is basically a sponge, okay? It's in a unique chemical state, and a couple of things are happening. One, the cortisol is naturally higher, and they say cortisol has this bad rap, but it's actually a really good thing in the morning because it increases alertness, motivation, and focus, and this is called cortisol awakening response, which I find to be super helpful in understanding what cortisol does and why it's important in the morning, or why it's important to tap into it. There's fewer external inputs, obviously less cognitive noise. We all know this, like I said, before your texts, before your emails, before your kids, before social media, your brain isn't in reactive mode yet. Your brain is in the default mode network, which is the part of the brain tied to insight and creativity, self-reflection. That is all more accessible, which I don't know why that excites me so much. I feel that in my core. The other one is the prefrontal cortex, which is, of course, the spot for planning, self-regulation, goal setting. That is, they're saying it's in more control in the morning. It gets more fatigued as the day goes on, which means you have more mental bandwidth in the morning or the early morning, before the kids wake up, before you got to go do the 9 to 5. This is great. So again, all of those make sense. So in simple terms, right, your brain is quieter, clearer, and open to intention before the world wakes up, and as well, it's before you have to work with other people. This is the true you before other people need you. So I thought that was cool. The second piece was saying your thoughts out loud. So there's some neuroscience behind this on why this is so important, or why it's good for you. So when you say thoughts in your heads, they remain abstract and emotional. When you say them out loud, something important happens. You recruit more brain regions. So speaking your thoughts activates language centers, auditory processing, motor planning. So this creates cross-network integration, which makes thoughts more concrete and easier to organize, which is of course, because your thoughts are just it could be scrambled eggs up here, but your brain has to articulate what's happening up here when you're talking it. Otherwise, you guys, I wouldn't be able to form sentences, right? You guys wouldn't understand what I'm saying if I didn't articulate my thoughts. And sometimes, that's what we all fumble over our thoughts. When we have an idea, it's we need a second. We need a second to be wait, hold on, I have this idea. Just stay with me. I think that's super interesting because it's it takes a minute for your brain to almost process what's happening up there. And it takes a minute to process in auditory terms. And so I love that I'm doing it kind of live. Like I literally listen to something, I learn something, and I try to like take nuggets of knowledge like away from it and try to talk. But it's like, it's weird because I'm no expert. I'm just someone who's super, super interested in this stuff. So going back to this, so you slow down emotional reactivity. So naming your thoughts engages the prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate the amygdala, which is the emotional alarm system. Okay, this way, this is why, actually I'll say it this way. This is why when you talk things out, you feel better. You feel calmer, you feel more relaxed. I was like, wait, of course, when you like talk to a therapist or when you talk to a friend, you feel so much better. You got it out. That's like what I'm feeling when I'm doing this. It's like I get out my thoughts, I'm speaking, and I'm becoming more like knowledgeable in this area or whatever. I don't know. But I feel so much calmer, okay? Another thing is your brain treats spoken words as real. This is the big thing with like Dr. Joe Dispenza and saying things out loud, like kind of those negative thoughts, like what fires wires. So like if your brain is like, I'm so dumb, I can't do this, this is such a dumb idea, why am I doing this podcast, this is a really bad idea, you are not equipped, not qualified, right? Like there's that. If I woke up and just started thinking those thoughts, yeah, my brain's going to think, yeah, you're not worthy to do this. But if you wake up and you say, I am worthy, I'm capable, I'm 100% going to do this, I am doing it, I'm good at it, I'm doing it for myself, for other people. Like, as long as you have that purpose, and again, your thoughts that you're firing start to wire in your brain, okay? And saying them out loud, right, makes it real. Like, me saying that, like, I feel like I'm supposed to be somebody great means I'm going to be somebody great. I don't care what anyone thinks of it. That's not conceited. That's not, like, overconfident. That's just how I feel. And no one can take that away from me because it is what it is. And we'll see if it comes true. Like, I know for a fact it's going to come true. That's also weird for me to say, but I feel like the more, when I just said that out loud, the more like it sits within me, right? So it's like when you hear yourself saying something, your brain processes it more like external information than internal rumination, right? Making insight and behavior change more likely, which is all what we want, right? We all want to be able to decide our future. We all want to be able to map out the rest of our lives. This is the closest you can get to winning the lottery without winning the lottery. Like, tapping into your brain, I actually think is winning the lottery. Like, I think people play the lottery because they think that that's going to change their life. I think they think that that's going to make the biggest difference, and having money is going to allow them to live a happy life. Whoa, almost just ate it. But I think those people are still, like, we can look at the neuroscience on that. What is it? What is the neuroscience behind playing the lottery? Why do so many people play? And why do, when so many people win, don't actually even feel fulfilled? I don't know. There's so much that goes into why we think what we think. Okay, I gotta keep going and wrap this up. To wrap that up, talking out loud turns mental chaos into something your brain can actually work with. Love that. Okay, the last piece is why talking and walking supercharges everything. You ready for this? Walking adds a third layer of this brain benefit, okay? From waking up early, talking your thoughts out loud, to now walking while waking up early, talking and thinking and saying your thoughts out loud. So bilateral movement helps integration, meaning walking alternatives right and left sides of the body, which promotes communication between the brain's hemispheres. This supports insight, emotional processing, and memory. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, okay? Which means the more oxygen our brain gets, okay, the better cognition, the better creativity that we have, okay? Walking down-regulates stress So gentle rhythmic movement activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping your body feel safe while your mind explores ideas. I love that so much. I love that so much. Dude, it's all about the nervous system. That's crazy. Ideas flow better in motion. Studies show people generate more creative ideas while walking than sitting. This is why in my classes, I have my students walk and talk. Go get outside. Get the juices flowing, right? Walk and come up with your business idea. As soon as we go back, right, in a week or so, less than a week, whenever I see my students, I am going to have them like walk and think, walk and talk, right? Because that's where the ideas really flow. I really believe that. I actually feel like this has been so therapeutic, like this whole experience of walking and talking. And I was doing a lot of my, I had those mentorship calls, and with former student athletes at the college I went to, and I just asked, I was like, can I FaceTime and talk and walk with you? And they were like, cool, instead of sitting at a computer. And I just felt like it went so much better. Like, I had nothing to compare it to, but I was like, this was amazing. I felt empowered. I felt like they got something out of it. I was walking and talking. They were listening to. I feel like I should have been like, you need to want to walk too, and maybe I will for next time when I develop this program in my head, that both parties walk and talk. Because I also like listening and learning on a walk, because your brain connects things more. Like you make all these neural synapses, connections while you're walking and talking. It's crazy. I feel like more people need to tap into that. Like, I don't know. I mean, you see some corporate companies who tell you to go on walks for meetings. Yeah, we need to, I think the everyday life, I think the everyday human. This is partially why I feel like I get more stimulated when I'm running around and I'm like boom, 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 boom. Coco Melon, JJ, of course. You're stuck in your crib, bud. We're stuck in this backwards world that a school that existed like this is not for those that have woken up and need to tap into creativity. I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is why I question everything. This is why, what are we doing? Why are we doing what we're doing? Let's get science to back this up. So anyways, we got to bring it home. We're going too long. This is why combining all three of these things, like I said, waking up early, speaking your thoughts, and walking while you're doing them, there's so much alignment between the chemistry, the cognition, and the movement. You get less emotional noise, more clarity, better regulation, increased creativity, and stronger follow-through. I don't know what I was doing with those movements, but I felt like that was trying for me to drive it home. But this is why so many people report that waking up early, going on walks, talking things out feels therapeutic, spiritual, and productive all at once, okay? I think, to have a one-line closer, it's really waking up early gives your brain clarity, talking out loud gives it structure, and walking gives it safety. Together, they turn thoughts into momentum. That might be the title of the freaking episode. It's so good. It's so good. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. This is great. I feel like I'm going into my day supercharged and now I'm going to take on my day, January 2nd. I feel so blessed to be alive, to be here, to have a very happy, healthy life. I hope you have the same type of feeling and joy and inner peace and abundance that you deserve, because I'm telling you, this is the secret sauce. I'm telling you, sweating. I'm telling you, this is the key to all happiness and success. But you have to wake up. You have to tap into this. And you have to not care what people think. That's it. That's all I got for you. I hope everybody has an amazing January 2nd. And we'll see you guys soon.